Anyway, we are recording live from the studios in Columbus and Newark, Ohio. ULC Norman Ministries Master Debaters presenting
Dad John.
Hey, we got Adam. We got Adam tonight.
Yay! Gonna turn my light
I'm
on.
not working.
You're not working?
Yeah.
Can't get to work, man. There are job sites in Delaware and the car blew a rod. Talk about bad luck.
Oh no, that's not bad luck. That's just, it falls under, what's that rule called? Murphy's Law.
Murphy's
If
Law,
it can, it will.
Now
We have a special guest tonight.
his name is
Scrappa
Scrappa Sage Norman.
Scrappa Sage Norman. Can you say hi?
Hi, everybody.
He's got that look of help. I've got men messing with me.
This is our favorite
Like
kitty
hell.
in the whole world.
Even though he's a Bill fucking douchebag.
He's a big old fur ball.
Yes, him is.
Oh, he
Big old
I think he has stage fright, or he just don't want to be a part of the show.
He just don't want to be a part of the show.
You don't want to be
He's
part
out.
of the show?
And honestly, I bet if somebody comes to visit you, they're gonna leave with a scrap of coat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it depends. It depends. He likes people. He just don't like being petted by people for very long.
No, that's not what I mean. You sit down on something, you leave with your clothes covered in scrap of hair.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he'll snooze you out, man.
He's probably sheds everywhere.
Oh, he does. He's long haired. But I tell you what, it just made. You know what?
That's why if I ever get a pet, I'm gonna get a Shih Tzu.
We're going to talk about COVID tonight. We didn't discuss. We're no longer discussing. I had one here last week when we decided just to freeball it. I mean, freelance it.
That's what I wanted to do anyway, is freelance it.
So we're just going to like improv. But we were talking about the COVID thing before we aired. So I want you to tell the people what you were telling me that you found, because I'm finding some of the same stuff.
A lot of the COVID cases, people dying of COVID, have been mislabeled. And I honestly, my personal opinion, doctors are doing it to make more money. And I honestly think it's the government. Sorry, government, if you don't agree with this, but it sure seems like it. You're trying to test your limits on how far you can go, because if somebody's wearing a mask and they have a concealed weapons permit, they can't carry their weapon. You cannot carry a weapon if your face is concealed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I knew that. I was waiting for you to find that one.
Oh, no, I already knew it. That's why when my nephew's driving, he ain't got a mask on.
Right?
While he's driving. Because he has...
Right. CCW.
Oh, yeah. He's former military.
So anyway, coming to that CCW, you can't conceal and carry, but you can open and carry.
But not with mask on.
Yeah, even with a mask on.
You might want to read that record again, because they changed it.
Really?
Because of all the frick. One bad egg ruined it for everybody. Look at all the guys that wore masks at banks to rob banks.
Oh, that's true.
So if your face is concealed in any way, shape, or form. But my nephew found a way around the, they say you have to wear a face covering in everywhere you go, right?
Yeah, you can do one of them.
No. My nephew bought a Phantom of the Opera mask. A regular Phantom of the Opera mask that only covers the part of the face, that doesn't cover your mouth or nose, and they can't stop him because it's a face covering.
Huh. Well, that was an interesting concept. It doesn't surprise me, and there's going to be some people that disagree, but understand something. I truly believe that a well-armed populace is essential to freedom. And that's the essence of the Second Amendment there.
I don't disagree that people should wear masks. Because if somebody does catch COVID, they could very easily die.
Or spread it fast.
Spread it faster.
It's
Hell,
literally it's not the effect of the amount of death, because the percentage of death is equal to that of the flu. But it's how fast it spreads. It's like it spreads faster than any flu we've ever seen.
it's similar to, but not quite as bad as, if you've ever read it, The Stand.
Yeah,
Captain
similar to
Chris.
that. Yeah, it does seem similar to that.
But not near as bad. And if you remember correctly,
Oh my
Captain
God.
Trips only affected the United States. It only affected the U.S.
Right.
Whereas we have a global pandemic. Funny enough, we haven't reached the percentage of the Black Plague, but we've reached the deaths of the Black Plague. Then again, look at the populace when the Black Plague happened.
Oh, it was a lot less than the world population now.
Yeah, it was only in the 100,000s range instead of the multi-millions.
Well, you know, my daughter has been on that kick too, that it's just a ploy from the government and other officials to raise money and
Conform, consume, comply.
obey, conform, consume.
Yep, same thing, different order,
Yep, that's
different words.
different words, and I'm glad that that's from two different generations.
Conform, compel, comply.
Yep. And funny enough, you know who started it? Supposedly one of our greatest presidents ever, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yes.
It's highly probable.
Conservation Corps. Guess what? Worst mistake he ever made was not putting the restrictions on it.
Well, this is the problem that we get with a lot of government agencies. They get empowered to fix a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They get overly empowered,
And then they take abuse of that
and then
power.
that bureaucracy decides to abuse its authority and go beyond what the call of any government agency is supposed to do. And that's called bad policy.
Yeah, but look what Trump did. I'm not telling people vote for Trump. I am a very big supporter of Donald Trump myself. But I'm also a supporter of your constitutional rights as an American citizen. Vote for whoever you want.
I agree. I'm not going to listen. In all honesty, I don't want Trump back in office. I don't want Biden in office.
I say we all vote for Mickey Mouse.
That's right.
But he'll, they ain't gonna put him in office. He's a mouse.
No, there's actually a guy named Mickey Mouse. His actual name is Mickey Mouse.
Well, if we all vote Mickey Mouse and they find him and put him in office.
Yeah, he'd be old enough. He's right around my age.
I know. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna wait 4 years. In this 4 years, we're going to build up a lobby fund, and then I'm going to get nominated as an independent, and I'm going to run for the president. My campaign speech, and we'll go ahead and get it started right now, and to see if anybody is really watching this decides to take on my political stance. If you vote for Craig Norman for president, I promise to do not a damn thing for the United States of America while I'm in office. I will pocket as much money for myself and my friends as I can with rich government contracts. And remember, all politicians lie. We lie from the high heavens to the bottomless of hell. But if you vote for me, I promise that I won't do a damn thing for anybody in this country.
And remember, they also cheat and steal.
Oh, yeah, and we cheat and steal. That's right. All politicians cheat, steal, and lie. So I promise to cheat by giving my friends and family high positions in the government, steal as much possible government money as I can to provide my private industry friends, and I promise to do nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, to help our country.
Now remember, all politicians like cheat and steal.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, all politicians like you.
Oh, and Adam,
Don't arm
just,
it.
and just so you know, Adam, you won't be old enough to be his running mate.
No, I'm going to have Jay as my vice president.
The
Yeah.
reason why is you aren't 34. You won't be 34 years old yet.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a vice president.
No. You remember I said.
I could be council of.
Yeah,
No.
I can be part of my cabinet.
No, what we're gonna make you chairman of game committee.
No, he's going to be my personal choir boy. He's going to be the head of the SS for me.
All right, I'm out.
Go on, man.
Oh, he's gonna be the head of your secret police, huh?
Yeah, he's going to be the head of my security. I know this boy. I can lay my life and your life in this boy's hands, and he'd have it. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
You know who my personal bodyguard would be? Adam Wallace.
Well, we would approve it.
Do you know why? I dare somebody to lay a hand on me or one of you guys with Adam there.
Well, we'd have two Adams. Adam and Adam. So
Well,
would they be the AA team?
The double A team.
Double 18, buddy.
Double A security, baby.
Okay. I would be Mad Max. Or not Mad Max. I'd be Mad. Oh, I can't remember his name. The one that flew the helicopter. But I won't be flying a helicopter. Fuck that. But I'll be the crazy guy. Adam will be the BA. Adam Wallace will be the BA Baracus. You'll do the guy that always smoked the cigar and said, I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh, yeah.
And then
about the A team?
with your baby face, you will have to be face. Hey, you know what that means, right? You get all the chicks.
Yeah.
Hey, I get your girls, they get me. That's fine.
The only thing is, you wouldn't get the crazy kicks. I'd end up with that.
No,
You know why you wouldn't get the crazy kicks? Because I'm the one that always attracts them.
The crazies.
Oh, yeah.
I think we both have a problem there.
I think you guys be sharing.
Yeah. Because I seem to get crazy bitches too.
Hey, we're live.
I mean,
That-
crazy female women. Sorry.
We go. Hey, wait a minute.
I love the repetitive speech of female women.
There you go.
The repetitive speech of female women.
Well, anyway,
One thing I would shut down as vice
we are
president.
going to get sued for sexist comments or something, or barred for
You know
being
what?
over
I'm
there.
going to say it right up front. If anybody don't like this statement, all lives matter. Forget the Black Lives Matter. They're too violent. If you want to protest something, do something peacefully.
Listen, we're not allowed to promote violence. That's not what the First Amendment allows.
It allows
Right, that's why I said,
and rally against.
It allows you to protest what you don't like of the government. It
in a-
allows you to inform the public of what you're doing. And this is the point of any kind of movement. Every movement, first off, the very first thing that you need to do, don't present a problem without a sound solution. You know, defunding the police and stuff like that, defunding our internal security is not
Yeah.
the proper way. That's not the answer. Banning the use of the type of holds that have killed people, yes, that's part of the solution. Secondly, and people are not going to like this, but it's the truth. And it's probably based on racism here too. I'm not going to say that it's not. But the majority of criminals are African American. There's
I'm
more.
saying-
There's
we're not
more.
saying- We're not saying all African Americans are bad, because I know several African Americans.
I'm not saying that anybody's bad, but where does this stem from? Does this stem from economic impoverishment to where they're stuck in the ghettos and they have to sell drugs, they have to be violent to make it? You know,
No.
who created these subcultures? And I'm serious.
Our government.
It's because of the subculture life.
It's not just the government. It's a mixture of everything. The
It is a
government.
mixture of the power elite,
And don't forget, the power elite is not just the government. It's also the gang leaders.
Oh yeah, you have power elite, the gang, and who creates these subcultures that create that type of mentality? Understand something. If you know the know, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you know your rights and how to enforce them, you're a part of the power elite.
Right.
So knowledge is power, and the knowledge to take people's money is absolute power.
Right. But if you're
So
going to know
who is
your right,
And that is the U.S. Constitution of the United States of America.
but if you're going to know your rights,
and land.
if you're going to know your rights, make sure you know them correctly.
Well, yeah, and
Read them.
understand them. You know, now listen, there is an underlying implication.
Go back. I want to get something to drink.
Oh, are you?
Yes. What do you want?
Tea, if we got any. Thank you, sir. There is an underlying implication that if the government fails us, then it's up to us to take action. Okay? But there's a proper procedure to prove that the government has failed.
Yes.
And our government, I'm sorry, it has problems. It has bad policy. And it's a vast government dealing with a vast nation.
And you know what it mostly boils down to? I'm sorry, but it's uneducated voters.
And to some degree, undereducated electors, the people that are elected. You know, I could not imagine. There's a friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his name because he's still in office. But when I went to visit him in D.C. for breakfast one morning, he told me, he said, Craig, when I got in here, he said, I thought I could do all this and all that. And he said, I was gung-ho to make changes. He said, then politics corrupted me. He said, you realize after just a short amount of time that there's not a whole lot any one person can do to make changes. He said, it takes the people. This is what he said. He said, it takes the people inputting to us in order for us to have any kind of say, even though we're senators.
Right. Right.
So if we're not, if the population is not inputting into our democracy, the government's only putting out what it has coming in.
Right. The only thing that they're going out on, it seems like. I'm trying to find something. Sorry. The only thing they're showing out on is the stimulus. And it's because I'm Republican. I'm more Republican constitutionalist than anything. But under the same note, people need to realize that we need to educate ourselves.
Right, and there's no excuse not to be. With all the technology, you can type in anything you want to learn, and it's there.
I will say this. On the grounds of a layman, like myself, if you don't understand it, do like I do. Find somebody like Craig that understands the Constitution and be like, explain this to me. I don't understand it.
And we have courses, we have memberships in our ministry for that.
Right, which I'm going to retake. Because I still don't understand freaking legal terms.
I don't fully understand them. But speaking of that, we filed our second objection to the rulings with new evidence on that eviction I was talking to you about.
Right.
Came during the moratorium. If we win this, it's going to be a win for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because all across the country, people were getting evicted during the moratorium.
Yep. But if they're being evicted for proper reasons, not financial reasons, but
Oh yeah, like destruction of property or
others.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. I am listening to you guys.
I had to take a drink. My mouth was getting dry.
I'm just having to empty something.
So how many people you think would vote for me if I ran for president with that election speech?
Oh, I told you before, and I'll tell you again. I think 99% of all people would.
Yeah, but with the electoral college vote.
Well, considering they just reformatted the electoral college, where they have to go based on the popular vote in their area.
That's how they were supposed to be to begin with.
They can no longer vote their own way.
But see, that was how they were supposed to be set up to begin with.
Right, and thank you, all government officials that stood up for that.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go rinse my filter out.
Go rinse your filter out. We're gonna take a slight pause, folks. All right, guys, we are back. And Mr. Evans found what he was finding. I got me some sweet tea. And Mr. Adam, on the other hand,
I am leaving. I'm sorry. I have to go to the store.
He's got to go run some errands. But I would like you to stay for this one last portion. That's
Okay.
why I asked you to stay.
All right.
But I do want to put a special salute to all of our veterans, past, present, and those in the future, that have laid their lives to protect us, that have put their lives on the line to preserve our Constitution. And every one of us here, in order to honor them, need to enforce that Constitution on all things. We have the best country in the world thanks to our veterans and thanks to good, solid people that believe in the Constitution. And with that, Adam, I love you. Tell your uncle bye.
I love you, Uncle Jay. I'll see you later. Population
Peace.
control is not fucking, it's stupid. And that's all this fucking coronavirus is. And I believe that the masks are fucking stupid as well, because it's just as simple as, oh my God, I can spell everything, but I can't taste anything. Yeah, bullshit. On that note, have a good day.
Bravo, bravo, Mauricio. He's leaving. He's running, so I can't get him involved again.
Run away!
Run, be free. No, he heard his old man was going to run for fucking president. I got heart issues, so he's like, no, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm out.
Well, Dana has forbade me because she said she don't want to be first lady of nothing.
Why doesn't she want to be first lady of our great country?
Because she doesn't want to be in the public view.
She can be like the one president's wife that never appeared. I forget what president it was, but his wife.
Wasn't that a Roosevelt? Wasn't that the other Teddy's wife? Was that?
That was Teddy's right wife.
We might be wrong. I can't remember, but I think it was Teddy's wife.
Overall, you never. But then again, Teddy's wife only appeared at.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Well, folks, sorry about that. We don't have a censorship here. Well, when I come in and stay at my daughter's, and I'll be right down the road from you. Oh, the boys. Speaking of that, I got to announce I'm so happy. My grandsons, my first grandbabies are twin grandboys. They start preschool on Monday.
Yay!
Yay! They're potty trained finally all the way. They're using the potty, and they get to start preschool, and they're so excited. And that means Papa will have the day when I'm in there. I'm wanting to stay with my daughter for about a month.
Cool.
So
For half day or full day?
I guess a full day.
Cool.
5 days a week.
Yep, that's about how it should be.
So they're really going to enjoy it. Well, see, I'll have the daytime though, where I don't have to be there. Matt will be sleeping because he works the night shift. Then you and I'll have the days.
Yep.
Because I have to come to your place to do this show.
Yep. And we can do it earlier in the day during that time.
Yeah, we just get it done. I mean, well, will your laptop be able to handle recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just we'll record in, oh crap.
Oh, and the other way that we learned how to do on Facebook.
Right. We'll figure out how to, like, actually have, I'll figure out a capture program to use.
You know, I really wish our show would go a little further. I realize we might not have some of the best topics, big topics people don't want to deal with. But if people
Hey, we're dealing with reality.
Right, and it sucks, man. You know, I hate reality. I wish I could escape it, but I can't. Like, even when I'm playing a video game or trying to relax, dude, the reality that there's so much to do and so few people either willing or able, maybe it's more able, like being knowledgeable to do something. It's just hard to sit here and do nothing.
Hey, I can hook my Xbox 360 controller up to my laptop. And I just have to figure out how to connect my laptop to my Xbox One. It's an all wireless thing. I know how to do it, but I don't at the same time. I understand the theory of it.
Right.
And you would watch the TV, not my laptop, when you're playing. And what's to say we can't have a meeting while we're playing a video game? We've done it before.
Well, we could record a video game, maybe, you know, like a walkthrough, talk through it, laugh through it, whatever.
Yeah, they just won't get video with that because I don't have a webcam for my my Xbox One.
Does it have a USB? And
It's got to be a 3.0.
I could bring this portable one, but then Adam won't have any way to record up here.
Wait, doesn't he have a computer or a laptop?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. We can record just voice when we're doing the video games, and then record by video on my laptop. My laptop's really strong.
Yeah, that'll work. I just don't know. You know, Jay, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about, man, but in all honesty, Americans really need to understand the Constitution so they know how to enforce it and enforce it properly.
You know what we forgot to do?
What?
Our tenant.
Oh, yes, I did. Hold on. Let me pause the recording. We're going to go on a pause here again while I find it. We're back. And yes, we did forget, Mr. Evans, we did forget to do our one of the 13 tenets of universalism. So we're going to do that now. And can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
There are universal truths proven by manifestation of the truths, evidenced in history and by science as well as faith.
What do you get from that?
That all truth, to me, that says all truth is there in everything we see and do. And for those that are Christian, or even pagan that believe in one God above all gods, or a great creator, you may not see God, but you can see the effects of him.
In all things, even in nature, we see it. You know, if you, we see the wind. We don't see the wind, but we see the effects of the wind.
Thank you. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, we don't see the wind per se. We see the effects of the wind, but we can see like the power of water, the power of fire.
Right.
You know, we can see the power of the earth, of rock, of stone, and the wind is the best way to describe the great creator because we can see everything that's been created in this vast universe. As we look into space, we see a huge, huge area of probable life. And that's evidence. Wait a minute, that's evidence. Evidence of other existence on presumption, but at the same time, hypothetically speaking, by mathematics, we covered this before, there can be upwards of 4,000 sentient life forms in our galaxy alone.
Hell, not to use I got to use a Star Wars reference on this. Yoda described it when he explained the Force to the Luke. It's in everything, it surrounds everything, and flows through everything.
Right.
I paraphrased what Yoda said, but heck.
It's all right. That's pretty much what he said. The Force is in everything, it flows through everything, and that's how it is. You know, something had to have made this all happen.
Right.
And that's the creator. Whatever that was, if it was a sentient being that did it, or a freak accident of gases coming together, what made the gases then would be the creator.
Right. And for the scientists watching, the ones that don't believe in God, gonna use one of your favorite theories, Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah. I mean,
creating everything out of nothing.
And while we're on this, hopefully everybody can see the screen. This is our church's website where you can book for the free counseling we were talking about. We have some nice products for sale there too to help fund the ministry. There's other services, online weddings, a little deeper counseling. If you want to be an ordained minister, log into there, sign up with your email, and order the Order of the Sword package, and that makes you an ordained minister. So, you know, that this is open. How would we apply this philosophy, universally speaking, to everybody, to where this applies? You know, faith is based on what?
Belief.
And belief is created through perception, and perception is created through experience.
Yeah.
That's the psychology of it. Psychology 101. So, truth lies in the eyes of the beholder. As I perceive something, you may perceive it differently, but it's true in both of our eyes.
Right. We might see it differently, but yet still see it the same.
But the one thing that is we saw it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how we see it, how we perceive it, that something was perceived. So somewhere mankind perceived a God. And not just one man, not just a small group of men, but every single race of people at some point in time perceived a God.
Yeah.
So we can say then that under that perception, there's evidence that there has to be a phenomenal being.
Right. But here's another thing. What's to say, I'm playing devil's advocate here. What's to say the great creator wasn't a group of aliens that decided to have a science experiment?
Well, hopefully it didn't go terribly wrong. Hopefully we're making them proud.
Hey, what's to say they didn't create us just to do whatever?
Well, the thing of it is, who was it? I think it was Socrates. Forgive me, people, if I'm wrong, but I think it was Socrates that said, why is it that mankind takes serious what the gods made for fun?
It was either Socrates, Plato, or there was another one. One of the many philosophers from Greece or Rome.
Yep. And that's, I can't remember which one said it, but one of those philosophers from that era said that. And you can look it up, who said that. I'll do that so I can re-inform everybody next week or whatever.
Now, what was it that you said?
Why is it that mankind takes serious what the gods made for fun?
Who said, why is it mankind takes serious what the gods made for fun? Funny enough, it wasn't an ancient philosopher.
Are you kidding me?
Alan Wilson Watts.
Really?
He said it differently. It may have been somebody. It may have been a great, but the only reference I'm finding is Alan Wilson Scott. He said, "Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun."
Yep, that's it. That's the quote I was looking for.
And it was by. Give me a second. Alan Wilson Watts.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Well, he sounded like Socrates.
Yeah, he's just a modern day philosopher.
Well, you know, what is the difference between philosophy and science?
Philosophy is just a thought process.
But isn't that a form of science?
Yeah, it is a subcategory of science.
Called pseudoscience.
Yeah, it's just a form of science that's just about thought.
Right, and behavior.
Thought and behavior. Yeah.
Philosophy was the beginning of psychiatry, by the way.
Right.
And philosophy was the beginning of scientific method, by the way.
Well, funny enough, do you know women hear a very philosophical phrase every day, Monday through Friday?
What's that?
Like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Oh, yeah, that's philosophical. And so science, okay, science has a methodology.
Right.
That basically starts with trial and error being a thought, a philosophy. Hold on.
You start with a philosophy called a theory.
Called a theory. Then you build it into a hypothesis based upon what you can find on that. If there's been other tests ran, then they'll run tests to try to prove their hypothesis. And it has to succeed at least 90% of the time before they bring it up to be a actual theory. Understand it goes hypothesis, tested, and then theorem. Once it becomes, go ahead.
Got a question for you. What is the two oldest theories that have not been proven yet?
I don't know. You go ahead and speak them out.
Big Bang Theory? Still just a theory.
Right.
You can believe it if you want. I'm not going to say it didn't happen because I don't know if it didn't happen. And the other one, evolution.
Right. Now they proved adaptation.
Right.
But they haven't proved evolution.
But if you get a hold, and it's very hard to do this, if you get a hold of, who was it that did the theory of evolution? Darwin. If you get a hold of his actual papers, he's talking about we evolved in the womb.
Well, yeah.
Over 9 months, we evolved from a single cell to a fully developed human. Not full-grown human, but a fully developed human.
Right. And you know, when what's the Big Bang? Well, it's when the sperm hits the egg. Boom.
Right. But the Big Bang Theory actually states
think about
for
it.
an ever-expanding universe.
Well, hold on. Let's go there. The Big Bang. The spermie hits the egg. bam, and then it expands in the universe of the womb.
Okay, fair enough. But the Big
There we
Bang.
go. We have proven the Big Bang Theory. We have proven the expanding. We have proven the expanding galaxy theory, and we have proven that we are an evolutionary creation. Holy shit! And our God is the sperm and the egg.
Now here's something
The God
for
who
you.
got us, Mom and Dad.
If you go
Whisper
by,
test tube, baby.
still have to have a sperm and an egg.
Yeah, but the God's the doctor that put them together.
Good answer. Regardless, going based on the actual theory of the Big Bang Theory, the ever expanding universe, what's to say we're not on the downside of it? And compressing.
Right, it's hard to tell,
You know why?
because we
We're
really
like
don't
a
know.
grain of sand.
And that's like this, okay? That goes back to the scientific theory. A lot of faith-based theory just says this is how it is, that's all there is to it.
Right.
To whereas with scientific methodology, every
Mhm.
theory is left to be challenged.
Right.
Every theory is left with we need more information on this topic.
But-
So if we approach religion in the same faction, that here's the truth, that as we have methodology our religious beliefs throughout history, we've evolved. There we go. Hold on. People have evolved from the sons of God to the sons of stars. To the earth is flat to the earth is round. To the universe revolves around the earth to wait a minute, we actually revolve around the sun.
The sun that revolves around the center of the universe.
And the sun revolves in the center. And so as we start proving that, but what happened is if we hold on to, if science proves something to be a fact, or
It goes from theory to fact.
to scientific fact.
Right.
Okay.
Proven
Fact-
scientific fact.
Right. The fact is, our air is made up of what it's made up of.
What was the first scientific fact that everybody really recognizes?
Go ahead.
Ow, I just had an apple drop on my head. Gravity.
Well, yeah, everything's here. I mean, we may not know how it works all the way, but we know it's there.
The only thing we know that causes gravity is the magnetic pull and the rotation of the Earth.
Now,
Outside of that, I don't know shit.
the scientists will say things that cannot be explained. They call it a phenomenon or an anomaly.
Right.
Okay. They said that there is a phenomenon known as God among people.
Right.
Okay.
And something you and I came up with a long time ago, maybe it was thought of before that. No matter how hard science tries to disprove God, all it does is prove him on a daily basis.
Well, yeah,
Whether you call him the great creator, the sky father.
it doesn't matter what you call something. There is a phenomenal being that has influenced at least our planet. Okay? I mean, we can't say that that this phenomenal being influenced all of creation, but we do know that there was a phenomenal being of some sort, or beings.
Whether you be an alienist. When I say that, I don't mean the scientist that works with the cops.
I know what you're talking
Oh, I'm saying this for our audience. I'm talking about the people that believe in aliens and believe they helped change.
Well, is that any
Humankind.
different? Wait a minute. Is that any different than, say, the Catholics believing in guardian angels or angels that guide us?
Or the saints.
Yeah, or the saints. Is it any different than believing that a spirit moves around and inhibits us to do good.
Right.
I mean, but here's the thing. No matter what these are, I think that it goes back to being educated. We were talking about undereducation of people, and we're not talking about like, more brick and mortar school type education or higher educational institutions
Just
have to have
education.
certificates.
Yeah, just education in general.
Yeah,
Whether it be your mom and dad teaching you right from wrong, if your mother and father were the ones that taught you that.
But here you go. A mother and father teaches right and wrong based upon their perception.
Right. Even if they're raised one way, they could raise their kids a completely different way.
And even though a child's raised one way, they could turn out completely different. I mean, that's the amazing part of life.
Right.
That right there proves one of our tenets, that every life is unique and individual unto itself.
Right. Yes, there are influences, whether they be social media, and going to correct everybody on something. Everybody says social media started online. No, it didn't. It started on the TV and radio. Newspaper.
It started radio first.
Actually, newspaper.
Newspapers, yeah.
Nope. Even before that, philosophers.
All right.
They were the original.
Oh, the shows, yeah. Back in the drama, the philosophical dramas that they had, the theaters. They had theaters in ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to, in the Druid culture, you had the high priest. You had the high priest, which was male or female, right?
Right.
Then you had the storyteller, which was basically the educator.
The bard.
Yeah, the bard, which told stories via show to teach people in the communities the tenets.
Right. What created, and there is no category that is untouched by media.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying, is that if you really want to learn something, if you really want to know something, you can go on the internet and find it. Now, you got to be careful what you read on the internet, just like anything else. But
something I want to warn everybody. Do not trust a Wikia.
No, you can use Wikia as a basis, but check the credentials on it.
Right, because Wikia, I could go in and say that, give me a second to think of his name. George Washington was born in 1492, and the Wikia would accept it.
Right, until it's disproved.
Right, and then it would be corrected, but still, somebody can still go in and change a Wikia.
Right, as long as you're a contributor. Now, see, but here's the thing. I like Wikia because here you go. Do you know that that's how science came about anyway? Like everybody says, Sigmund Freud was, really not as much of a psychiatric genius as everybody thinks. That he was over propaganded. No, he threw out a theory. All people are sexual beings. We understand sex from the time we're born.
Right. And
Okay.
it might be different.
Hold on. So here we come. Somebody was offended by that and says, there's no way me patting my child's ass to put it to sleep is sexually stimulating that child, because that would make me a pervert. So then they're like, well, how can we prove or disprove this? How do we know how to prove or disprove this without doing some kind of experiment? So how many babies had their ass chapped while their emotion, the emotion amygdala part of the brain was being monitored? They haven't done that yet because they don't want to go there.
Right.
And if they have done it, they have not aired it that I know of. So I dare someone to find if they did that, because the only way we can prove that Sigmund Freud was wrong on that is if we take 10 babies, 5 male, 5 female, all around the same age, like within a couple months, and have those amygdalas watched while they're tapped, and then have somebody else with 10 babies, 5 girls, 5 boys around the same age, with their agmandellas being monitored, having no kind of touch like that.
Right.
I can guarantee you that when you pick up a child, their agmandella goes crazy because it brings forth all emotions, because that's what they're reaching for, is human touch.
Right. That is proof that everyone craves touch.
Of some sort. You
Of
know,
some
even
sort.
the people that it hurts them to be touched, they want some type of human touch. The people
Right.
that have socially annihilated themselves socially and isolated, they don't want anybody or do that. We don't know.
Right.
You know, maybe they're doing that to get attention. Maybe they're seeing if anyone's willing to take the time for them.
Right. We never know.
You don't know until you approach. And this is what I'm saying. So how is science any different than, say, me preaching the universal tenets based on what I believe to be universal truth? It's
Right.
not. But where it comes into a problem is when science says we're the only way, or the church says, no, we're the only way.
Yep. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of churches have changed that concept. Because look how many different denominations and non-denominations of Christianity there are.
Oh, there's tons.
There
tons.
are.
I don't know how many.
For every person, every single person has their own beliefs.
Then what do? You group with somebody that has a similar enough that you can get along with them, right?
Right. And then you get crazy people like me and you who we just have some really weird beliefs that happen to coincide.
But again, we're like-minded individuals enough. We're like-minded enough that we get along.
Right.
Which goes back to Dana's theory. You have to find the people whose crazy matches your crazy enough for you to agree.
Right.
Basically, you have to find a social network of people whose crazy matches your crazy.
And my social network of people, yeah, that runs the full gamut.
Hey man, I know your social network. What's that say about me? Oh fuck.
Thing is, my social network has decreased massively.
Well, you know, it was Maslow, I think, the hierarchy of needs.
Yep.
And self-actualization, the theory of self-actualization, that as a person climbs into self-actualization, that we all want to reach our full potential, you know, as human beings. We all have a potential to reach. That as we do that, we actually narrow our social cycle because we realize that we don't need that much approval.
Right, and by you doing that, you kind of alleviate a lot of people from your circle.
Well, but why is that? Why does that occur? Why do we decide that, okay, this relationship with this person, maybe we ought to save this topic for another day because we're running out of time. We're hitting the hour mark, and I really don't want to take us over an hour. You and I can talk after this, but no, we'll go ahead and touch it. If people watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. What makes a person decide that the relationship with this individual no longer benefits either one of us?
It's a combination of things. It's, for instance, me. My therapy required that I got rid of a lot of friends because one, they were either toxic, their relationship was toxic with me, or two, they were fair weather friends. They'll be there while you benefit them.
Right.
I don't have any fair weather friends anymore.
Right. Thick or thin, baby. And that's, you know, we've been through a lot. You and I have been through a lot, thick or thin.
I take that back. I have two fair weather friends that I still stay in contact with. I just won't mention their names because
Right. We don't want to embarrass nobody. You don't want to single.
I don't want to embarrass anybody, and I don't want to deal with it later.
Right.
Because that could cause a lot of drama I don't need or want. If I want drama that bad, I'm going to say like I always do, I can turn on a movie or a TV show.
Right. Don't need drama in real life. There's plenty on television.
Right?
Right.
And the sooner people realize that and start living that motto in their own way, not my way, I think everybody could get along a lot better.
Well, isn't it in this here, okay? Like there was a story in the and for nothing better, going to refer to the Holy Bible, of Paul and Silas. They could not agree. I don't remember what their disagreement was, but they agreed to disagree and to move apart so that they didn't hinder each other in their path.
Now, which one of the apostles did Paul work with?
He worked with Silas mostly.
I didn't think he was an apostle, though.
Well, no, I'm saying he was Paul. Paul was a ladder.
I know, but which one of the surviving 12 was Peter?
Yeah,
And they
Peter
were
and
actually
Paul.
very close friends.
Yes, they were. And Peter.
Once Paul reformed.
Right.
And he was a very, if I remember, I could be wrong on this, but he was a very greedy man.
Paul was he was not just
As Saul.
greedy, but
As
understand
Saul.
he was as Saul, he was a devout Jew that truly believed that Christianity was a hypocrisy to the Jewish belief.
And funny enough, Christianity, the word Christianity did not exist until Paul.
Right. Because they called Paul Christian in Antioch.
That was the first time they were called, anybody was called a Christian.
Yeah, meaning Christ folk.
Or Christ-like, which is
Christ-like
why I've
folk.
never claimed, that's why I've never claimed the term Christian.
Because, you know, everybody is their own life.
Right. Reason being, I'm as far as Christ, in my personal opinion, I'm as far from Christ-like as you're going to get.
Why is
Because
that?
if I were Christ-like, I would preach nothing but the Word of God. And I'm not talking the Bible. I'm talking the Word of God. I kind of do sometimes. Love thy neighbor as thyself, and love thy God, thy Father.
Well, ain't that
Maybe not in that order.
but not quite in that order. And that's the thing. You know, who's your neighbor? We can get into that discussion, but we'll do that later.
If you're Christian, you know who your neighbor is if you've read the Bible enough times.
Right. And if you don't know and you're a Christian, well, join us on one of these shows and you'll soon find out about what neighbor means. Anyway, again, we're going to extend an invitation to anybody. Go to our website and sign up for the free counseling if you need anything. And here's the website again. Is ULC Monastery Norman Ministries.org. There's products there that you can buy which will help promote the street ministry. You can have a virtual wedding set up there. That's limited to Ohio residents only because I'm not certified in any of the other states. I could be, but you'd have to wait for the 30 days if you wanted us to marry and you're not in Ohio. We do all marriages. Understand that I don't just say man and woman. It can be same-sex marriages. We will do those. Again, ULC Monastery Norman Ministries.org. If you're depressed, if you need to reach out, you need someone to talk to, reach out to us there. Somebody will reach to you and speak with you via live something, whether it be Facebook or Zoom or something. Sign up on your email, sign up. I think we have a 15 minutes window from the time you set an appointment for that. That's so we can jump on a Zoom meeting. Thanks for joining us tonight. My closing statement is be kind to each other. Live, learn, and grow at your own pace, and understand that you are unique to yourself and unique in the world. Mr. Evans?
And for my closing statement, blessed be Mary met, Mary part, until we meet again.
So be it.